Hey guys, what's up? We're going to do a quick look at Emanuel Wilson. Everyone knows what Emanuel Wilson did. I guess if you watched the Bengals game, you know what he did. We're going to start off, okay, give the people what they want. It's going to be an 80-yard touchdown run. So we'll just look at that real quick. Won't spend a whole lot of time on it. A question came in, not to me, but to someone else that then was kind of directed towards me. So I thought I would just take a look because I got time. Basically, we know how Wilson did running the ball. Electric, did tremendous. We'll watch that here. How did he do in pass protection and running routes? So we're going to look at, he didn't have many opportunities. He had 5 total snaps that had him on the field during a passing attempt. So we will look at those in a minute. But for now, there is Wilson. There you are. Just a beautiful job running. Again, we wouldn't even stop this here. He gets the inside handoff, bounces out of the hole, erases the angle from the safety, takes it to the house. If you haven't heard, and I'm not really going to tell it here, but if you haven't heard Wilson's story about what that day meant to him, scoring 2 touchdowns in a day and the day that it was, pretty incredible. So rooting for the guy, especially in light of some of the Tyler Goodson news. His shoulder was in a sling today. That's neither here or there. We're here to break down football. But if Wilson does get the chance, we want to see how does he do when not running the ball, basically. So we're going to look at 5 plays. Again, didn't really get much of a chance. There he is going to be at the top. He is going to run. Look at this in a second. Just a little hitch. They're going to be running kind of this dagger concept, but over here they're running a little smash fade. His job is basically just push vertical. Oh, here we go. He's going to push vertical, peel off, look for the hitch. The ball rarely gets thrown to him, and that ends up going to Musgrave over there on the other side. But his job on this is just to, you want to eat up the space between you and the guy in front of you, because you need to hold that guy in space. You're taking him there. So this guy can run this fade route over the top and get outside of there. And so the real target is the fade route. You're looking at slot fade. Your job is this. And so if the defender was, say, out here, we'll say the defender's out here, you're running this hitch deeper. You're pushing vertically until he reacts, and you're coming back, because the whole thing, you don't want this guy right here. You don't want him falling underneath the fade. You don't want him carrying that up. So that's your job. He doesn't have to do a whole lot here. So we won't spend a whole lot of time because it is shallow. So he just basically comes up, bumps the guy, holds him in place, opens the fade. Does not end up going that way again, but that is his job in that play. That's fine. Hard to grade much on that. Hard to say exactly how well he did. He did roughly fine. This one is going to be he's kind of check and release. We'll see this from the other angle. There you go, kind of check in, and then he releases once it's not there. Throw goes out to Davis. Unfortunately, that is the play where Tyler Davis tore his ACL. Very sad for that guy. I was excited to see him this year in terms of what he could be on the field and all that stuff. I know he worked hard to get there. So very sad for Tyler Davis. So what he's going to do, you've got these backers here. You got a 4-man line. Got these backers. So he's going to check. You're going to see his eyes. He's checking the backers. And if they don't come, he's going to squeeze through the line and just kind of release to the middle of the field. Doesn't have to do much. That's the thing in the pass pro stuff. He didn't actually have to do any pass pro. You can see his eyes. Check. No one's coming. They're backing off. I'm going to release. Find space in the middle. Throw does not go to him. But again, we'll watch his head. He's kind of surveying before. You can see him. His first look. He's looking at the snap. He's looking over there. Ball snapped. He sees that. Checks that way. Kind of looks there. Nothing there. I'm just going to release to the line. So that's his job. Check and release. He does that. We will not watch the rest of the play because I don't feel like watching an injury again. This is going to be, got this PA boot concept from Sean Clifford. Wilson is in the backfield here. He's going to carry out the fake. The whole thing is, I think they're going this way, and then he's booting that way, if I'm not mistaken. She's going to take it because you're carrying out the fake. Running back job on the PA boot. Usually not too much. Sometimes you'll see kind of that block, but a lot of times you're carrying out that fake. And so that's what he does. So we will see him. There we go. Carry out the fake. Kind of find space on the other side. Doesn't really go anywhere. Again, you're influencing with the run. So he just kind of takes it, close your arms, does good, I guess. I'm not an expert at seeing how you sell the run. Does fine. I will say he does a fine job. And then he just kind of bumps the guy in his way through the line, makes someone else's job just slightly easier. Clifford sails the ball out of bounds. It's neither here nor there on this particular play because that's not what we care about. You can see him from this angle here. He's going to, there we go. And just kind of make his way through the line and go out. Again, not a whole lot to do. Not a whole lot he has to do. This one here, he's on the bottom. This is going to be kind of a dual wide receiver screen look. His job is just going to be a little smoke route. You're going to have a block out here. Throw ultimately is going to go over here, but you've got this was kind of a cool look actually, as far as as far as how they ran it. What you can do with this is they're running kind of a dual wide receiver screen. You've got a little smoke screen over here where you're blocking and then you're coming back for it here. And then you've got, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's block, block, and then he's going to kind of come in for that bubble screen here to get the ball. That's terrible. I apologize. So if you like the numbers on one side over the other, that's the throw you take. So over here, you've got 2-on-2. You got 2, which means you've got this one blocker here and that smoke, which means that guy can just drive down on it. So that one's out. You don't want to throw that side. But over here, where you've got the blockers, you've got space there, and then if he's coming underneath, that's your throw. So you make the decision pre-snap based on numbers. Wilson's on the side with no numbers. He does fine. Just kind of step back. Doesn't sell it too much because he knows the throw's not going that way. I mean, if you want to nitpick this a little bit, you can say usually what you want out of smoke. If the guy's playing up a little bit, usually a jab step and then a comeback, but at the very least, an abrupt movement. Get ready for the ball because that ball's got to come out hot. As soon as that, usually one step, no steps, whatever. As soon as the ball's out, you throw that. Wilson is a little lackadaisical about it, but again, he probably knows he's not getting it because the numbers are not in his favor, and you can see the other side of the field as well. So, again, you can ding him for that if you feel like it. I don't really feel like it. It seems fine. And then the last one here is going to be him in the backfield. Once again, I think the third play we looked at, carry out the fake man. It's going to play action, get this offset. It's this drift concept. So you got the big dig here, right there. Clear out, get these guys moving up, throw the ball in the middle. Your job as a running back in this is just, man, I'm selling the run. I'm carrying out the fake. There he goes. He carries out the fake. He moves those guys over because really what you're trying to do without getting too deep into it. I guess we'll get a little bit. You're clearing out for that dig. You want to move anyone that could potentially influence that. And so the play action to this side will draw these guys up. And so if you want to play with the string a little bit and say, well, as a running back, then you fake that. If you keep running, and if you feel like you fake that well enough that you can influence them a little bit more, you're drawing them a little bit further, which just helps to open up that space in the middle of the field. So he carries out the fake. Again, not much to do there, but that's what we got. So that's all we have. Emanuel Wilson, did a great job, I think, overall in the game. Obviously, 2 touchdowns with the 80-yarder, speed on display, that burst, some of the way he's able to see this vision, I think the way he's able to see the field and all that, I think what makes him a very intriguing RB3. Seems like a little spark plug player. We didn't glean a whole lot from him from the passing game, so I'm sorry if this is boring. But so I'll talk to you guys another time, I suppose, probably a little later.